Hey man, say man, it's your boy Big Dreams. Welcome back to the channel. Before we carry on any further with this video, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment. Most importantly, make sure y'all subscribe and hit that post notification bell. Set it to all. We is back with another banger video, back with another reaction video, man. And today, y'all see the screen, we are gonna be reacting to Dr. Umar exposes surprising claims made by former housekeepers against 85-year-old Smokey Robinson. Art of dialogue. We finna dig in here and see what's going on. I'm not gonna make the opening of this video too long. All I ask is that y'all smash that like button so this video can rank higher in the algorithm. Go crazy in the comments. Let me know what you want me to react to. And if you're watching me and you're not subscribed, man, subscribe. That's all I ask. We finna go on here to dig in, man. Make sure that volume all the way up.
Smokey Robinson, have you heard about the 4 housekeepers that accused him of assault?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. You know, Smokey Robinson is one of my legends. He's probably my favorite Motown artist, not including Michael Jackson, obviously, but Michael was a little kid when Smokey was at the top of his game in Motown. And when I read this story about the lawsuit that Smokey Robinson is being charged, him and his wife Frances are being charged by 4 snow bunnies, okay, in this case immigrants, so we're going to go salsa bunny, yep, immigrants.
You call them a
I believe
salsa
that they're
bunny?
Mexican, okay,
What?
no disrespect to the Mexican people. And these 4 women who had worked for Smokey Art from 18 years, for one of them, been with him 18 years, another one been with him 12 years. Another one been working with Smokey for 6 years. And the last one had only been there for 1 year. So you got an 18-year bunny. You got a 12-year bunny. You got a 6-year bunny. You got a 1-year bunny. And they all recruited each other, Art. They all knew each other and they poured.
And the fact that he identified them all as bunnies is diabolical, if you ask me.
The other end. So here's what I'm saying. The one who been there the longest, she claimed Smokey Robinson assaulted her, sexually assaulted her. If that's the case, Art, why did you bring other immigrant women into this unsafe work environment? If it wasn't safe for you, if you were sexually assaulted by Motown legend, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Smokey Robinson, why would you be comfortable enough to invite some of your other country women, your fellow nationals, into this unsafe work environment? So, in the one who been there for 18 years, Art, she said that she served as Smokey Robinson's wife's cook, hairdresser, personal assistant. Cook, hairdresser, personal assistant. So if you this tight with Smokey Robinson's wife and Smokey Robinson sexually assaults you in his infamous blue bedroom, why didn't you tell his wife? Why didn't you go to the police? Why didn't you file a complaint? Why didn't you tell your husband? So you continued to go to work after you were sexually assaulted?
I get what he's saying, y'all, but in a situation like this, it's 50-50. It can go this way or that way. If they gonna make these claims, these statements, saying that Smokey Robinson did this to them, and it's for them, they gonna have to show some type of physical proof that will line up with the statements that you make. I don't know the time frame on this, but if Smokey Robinson is 85 currently at this point, 18 years ago, he's still an old guy. 18 years ago. 12 years ago, he's still an old guy. 6 years ago, he's still an old guy. A year ago, you know what I'm saying? If we ain't talking about 50 or 60 plus years to where he was in his prime young years, he's still an old guy. In the time frame that Dr. Umar just gave with these women, and you know how long they've been working with him, he's still an old guy. You know, What's 85 minus 18? Let me think of, hold on, let me turn on my iPad because I don't even feel like doing no math in my head, y'all. I don't feel like doing no math in my head, so I'm finna go to the calculator. But nah, he's still an old guy. He 85, so we finna do 85 minus 18, see what we come up with. Don't get on my head in the comments. Like I said, I don't feel like doing the math in my head, so I'm gonna use the calculator. Use the calculator. Oh, where's my calculator? Here we go. Hold on. Hold on. Are you gonna load? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So 85 minus 18. He's 67. So yeah, he's still an up in age guy. You know, if you're gonna make that statement, have physical proof to, you know, back up what you're saying. Otherwise, your statement is just a statement. So I can kind of get what he's saying. Not saying that, you know, Smokey is guilty. Not saying that he's innocent. It's just a 50-50 split on how this situation can go. Either Smokey can prove his innocence, or either these women can prove that they were actually violated. It's a 50-50 chance on how this could go.
Tell his wife, who you close to, that don't make sense. And then you bring other women into it. Now, the woman who was only there for a year, Art, she says that she was assaulted 7 times, I believe. 7 times. She claims that Smokey allegedly would drop his wife off. They claim Smokey would drop his wife off at the hair salon, nail salon. He would go home, take a shower, come out the bathroom, either naked or in his boxers. He would put a towel down on the bed so it ain't no evidence there, I guess, for when his wife comes home. And that he would perform oral sex on some of these workers. And then after oral sex, he'd flip them over and clap their salsa cheeks. That's what a few of them claim. Another one claims that Smokey would text her and invite her to the garage or the laundry room. And in the garage and in the laundry room, he would request oral sex. And she claims that he liked to release on her face, full facial. And the particular aide that said that Smokey would make her engage in oral sex in the laundry room and in the garage, she says she was assaulted 20 to 23 times. So you mean to tell me this old man, 85 years old, is forcing you into unwanted sexual encounters at 85, 80, 85, 75, however many years you claim this happened? Because for the one who only been there a year, he was 84. For the one who been there 6 years, he was 79. For the one who been there 12 years, he was in his 70s. Now, the one who been there for 18 years, she might have a case, but you're the cook and the hairdresser for his wife. So I'm trying to understand, how could a man that age, that old, force you to do anything to the point where you're giving him oral sex in his garage and laundry room, and he's giving you full facials 20 times, Art, over 6 years, 12 years, and you don't tell nobody, not even your husband? So you mean to tell me Smokey Robinson is doing this to you, busting in your face, and you going home and kissing your husband, and you don't do anything about this legally?
He put too much emphasis on certain things,
when I look at how racist, not all, but many Mexicans can be towards African people in America, there's no way you're tolerating that type of treatment. You could have went straight to a lawyer. You and your husband and your family could have went straight to a lawyer. They claim
I can see what he's saying, though. You know, the 18-year worker, like I said, we did 85 minus 18. He would have been 67 during that time. He's still an old guy. So what's questionable there is what Dr. Umar just said. How can this old guy force you to do anything? At that point in his life, he's nowhere near as physically strong as he would have been if he was in his 20s, his 30s, maybe even his 40s, depending on when his body and all that stuff there started to age and decline and all that stuff there. It's questionable, but it's not impossible, bro. I'm not going to sit up here and say that these women are lying, because it could have happened for real. But I'm not finna say that Smokey did it, because at the end of the day, these are just statements, you know. Statements got to have proof in a situation like this that, you know, follows to prove the statement to be a true statement. Just like any other situation where somebody's claiming that this person did something to him and you suing them for this amount of money, your statements have to be followed by proof, man. If your statements ain't followed by proof, like I said earlier, bro, your statement is just words. It's just statement. It's nothing. It's not gonna hit on nothing if you ain't got no proof. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, bro, this is 50-50. He can go either Smokey Robinson proving his innocence or them proving that they actually got violated. Like, it can go both ways. Just depending on who has what proof to prove what. If he got his proof to prove his innocence, that's on him. If they got their proof to prove that they was violated, that's on them. But somebody's gonna have to prove something here. It can't just be statements being made. Somebody finna have to come forth with some proof that you can look at and be like, yeah, nah, this lines up with everything. In order for the judge to really believe what you're saying, in order for people who are there listening to you to believe what you're saying, like, proof has to come behind this. It can't just be statements, because at the end of the day, in a lot of people's eyes, is already a thing where it's like, oh, they ain't doing nothing but just trying to get money. They money hungry. That's what people gonna assume of you anyway. So if you don't have proof to back up your statement, at this point you should have never even made your statement if you know you ain't got the doggone I's dotted and T's crossed. Regardless to if it happened or not, I'm just speaking on how the public perception of this whole thing is. In a situation like this, a lot of people just gonna sit up there and say, oh man, they just money hungry. They just this, they just that. They just trying to make a quick come up. It's gonna be like that, bruh. You gonna have to get your ducks in a row on stuff like this, bruh. And like I said, I'm not saying that this did not happen to these women. They just gonna have to come forth with the proof, because I know Smokey Robinson for a fact got some file lawyers. I know they got some file lawyers, and I know for a fact that they probably racking up as much proof as they possibly can right at this moment still to prove that he's innocent. Prove that if he did do something, they said yes, they was okay with it. I know he doing that. So if y'all gonna make y'all claims, 4 women saying that he did this to y'all, that y'all were assaulted this amount of times, please come forth with the proof. Because I would hate for this to be a situation where they might have really got violated for real, but because you didn't come with enough proof in your case, they can't reward you for pain and suffering or anything that you went through because you didn't show the proof. You know what I'm saying? Just have the proof is all I'm saying. Because that's what's gonna make your claim strong. That's what's gonna clarify everything. You show proof, no more questions asked. You telling the truth. If you suing for this amount, we finna give you that amount. Just show the proof if that's the statement you gonna make. Because you gotta look at it from all angles in this situation. You can't just sit up here and say, oh, Smokey did that, and the whole time it be a lie. Or it could be the truth. You never know. Somebody gotta prove something.
That they were embarrassed. They claimed that they didn't want to tell their husbands and their children. They claimed that they were concerned about a loss of pay. But why would you care about a loss of pay if your womanhood is being violated? And here's the big thing, Art. This was not a solo incident. Like Shannon Sharp, solo incident. Tyler Perry, that we're going to talk about, solo incident. This is 4 women. So each of you are witnesses to the other 3. So if you need witnesses, Art, you got 3 witnesses built into the case. And none of y'all don't quit. until recently? This not making any sense. So one of them was like the oral sex person, allegedly. Two of them, was his, back shop buddies, right? He would take a shower,
I'm not gonna laugh.
bend them over, clap their salsa buns, whatever the case may be. Allegedly, he liked to give them oral sex. And I'm saying to myself, Art.
Did he say salsa buns?
Two of them, was his, back shop buddies, right? He would take a shower, bend them over, clap their salsa buns, whatever the case may be. Allegedly, he liked to give them oral sex. I said I wasn't gonna laugh. I'm sorry. And I'm saying to myself, Art.
I'm sorry, y'all. Forgive me, please.
How does a man that age force you to accept his oral? And how does a man that age force you to perform oral on him? I can't see it. Smokey has reversed. But then
he says that like it's doggone near impossible that somebody that age can do that. It might be impossible, but don't never say never, because you never know what anybody is capable of. Just because they up in age don't mean that they ain't capable of certain things. Never say never, And I understand that I might have spoke in a way earlier that kind of seems like I'm saying that that's impossible, but I'm not trying to say that. Never say never on stuff like that, because it could be a possibility. You never know what somebody's capable of, regardless what their age is.
Now, back up a minute. They initially demanded $100 million. Initially, they demanded $100 million in 2024. They wanted $100 million. And then when they finally took it to court, with the black lawyer they got, they reduced it to $50 million. They went from 100 to 50. Smokey's lawyer alleges that they stole financial paperwork from Smokey and his wife. In other words, they plotted this whole thing. They got the financial paperwork to see exactly how much money that they were worth. So while they're working, they're also plotting. Smokey and his wife let their guard down too much.
They got to prove that.
Smokey and his wife let their guard down too much. So they plot. They stole financial paperwork.
Once again, they got to prove it. If they stole paperwork out your house, you got to prove it. You can't just say it. You got to prove it. Because anybody can say anything to try to keep themselves out the fire. You got to prove it. Not saying Smokey's guilty, not saying he's innocent. If that's your statement, prove it.
They also stole Smokey's wife's phone, Art, and deleted all the pictures
Gotta prove that too.
Showed they were in a good working relationship with them. Smokey bought one of them a car. He paid for the dental surgery for one of them or a family member. He gave them money for their families. I believe that they were working under the table, didn't have to pay taxes. They celebrated holidays together. Smokey and his wife took them on vacation with them.
And I would assume that if that's the case, he has all those receipts and things of that nature that shows he made those financial purchases to help these women on these dates and all this stuff here. If you got stuff like that, that's the proof right there that can prove Smokey Robinson innocence. If this is the case and he got all that, we don't know what's the truth. But if that's his claim, if he got proof of all this, if you got surveillance footage showing them tampering with your paperwork, going in places they not supposed to go in, hey, prove it. But it's got to be there. It's got to be there, bruh. That's my thing with the lawsuits now. Just because it's made don't mean that you necessarily sit up here and believe that somebody did something or whatever the case may be just because the lawsuit is made. It's to the point now where so many lawsuits are getting filed against people, very successful people in the music industry. And the only thing you can really say is like, bruh, you got to prove this stuff right here. Not saying that somebody's lying. Just prove it. Because these ain't no little bitty statements. These is major statements, major allegations. So if you come forth with stuff like this, bruh, just prove it. Y'all gonna hear me say prove it a whole lot this video. Prove it. Prove it. Just prove it.
The Art, one of their allegations in the case is that Smokey Robinson did not allow them to leave the situation. They were living in the home, and they say Smokey didn't let us leave. But at least one of them, Art, had quit and came back and asked for their job back. So help me understand how you being sexually assaulted. One of them said 7 times, one of them said 20 times, one of them said 23 times over a period of 18 years for one, 12 years for another, 6 years for another, and the last one was 1 year. Now, I don't know if this was a great-grandmom, grandmom, grandchild, and great-grandchild situation. I don't know. Okay, but if she was there for 18 years, Art, how do you not tell the person who you bringing in after working 6 years what they in for? And how do the both of you, who each been working, one been working 6 years, the other been working 12 years, you don't tell the third worker what you've been going through for 12 years and what you've been going through for 6 years? So, Art, you don't give the new workers a heads up? You don't tell them what y'all getting into? Here's what I believe, Art. And again, Smokey is countersuing for $500 million.
Oh, he
Smokey
is
suing them for defamation of character. Smokey is suing them for financial elder abuse because they stole his financial paperwork to come up with how much money they was going to sue him for. Smokey also says that him and his wife had a safe in the house that had valuables in it, and the only people who knew where the safe was these 4 immigrants, and somebody robbed the safe out of their house. Now, you don't have to be a rocket science to know that if you got a hidden safe in your house and the only people who know where the safe is are the 4 immigrants, there's a 99% chance that the immigrants set you up to get robbed, right? So Smokey is countersuing. He's also suing them for unauthorized access to his computer system because they went into his computer system. Okay, so they was very, very comprehensive, Art, in deciding how they was going to entrap Smokey. And I'm going to tell you something. Smokey Robinson made the same mistake Shannon Sharp made. And the same mistake Tyler Perry made when we get to Tyler Perry.
I bet y'all he finna say something about dating outside the black race. I bet you that's what he finna say. I bet whoever is watching this video right now, $1, that he's finna say something about dating outside the black race. I bet everybody who watching this $1. If you made it to this part, I bet you $1 he's finna say something about dating outside the black race.
This, Art. If you going to pimp outside of your community,
I want my $1. Everybody who watching it, I want my $1. I want my $1 because I told y'all.
Using pimp loosely, so I'm going to say macking. If you're going to mack women outside of your community, Art,
I want my $1.
You got to take care of them. Smokey was
I want my $1 from everybody.
Smoke. If they do backflips for you in the
I knew it, bruh.
You giving her full facials in the garage in the laundry room. You know what I mean? If you freaking these women out the way you freaking them out and you got a 4-piece, okay, pay them more than $10 an hour. It's the same thing with Shannon, not to go back to him too much, Art, but remember what I said. He wasn't taking care of Gabrielle Zuniga. If Shannon was lacing her with some real money, he wouldn't be in no trouble right now. But you not taking care of them the way you're supposed to, and you fail to realize she a white woman. In this case, Smokey, you fail to realize they Mexicans. They don't like us anyway, most of them. So if this don't go their way, they're going to pop off on you. And what did they do? 2 weeks after Smokey Robinson released his latest album, Art. Smokey just dropped, I believe it was his 26th solo album. And 12 to 2 weeks after Smokey dropped his new album, they took him to court. They didn't even wait. They said he got a new album out, that money coming in, he already got money, we're going to take him. They planned this whole thing. I believe the sex was consensual. I believe that they were willing to engage in it as long as they were being properly cared for. I believe that they might have approached him for more money, Art, and Smokey, for whatever reason, reneged. This is just what I think. I don't have the proof. This is just what I feel. I believe that they might have gave him an ultimatum. Remember, Gabriella Zuniga told Shannon what? I need 20 grand a cheek. Shannon didn't give in, so she got with the lawyer, Tony Busby, and 20 grand a cheek turned into 20 million a cheek. So I don't think they just cut on Smoke. I think they probably made, innuendos to him and his wife that we need to get paid more money. And Smokey and his wife felt like they was already doing too much for them, Art, and that's why they decided to sue him. I think this gets thrown out. There's no way you can be 18 years on a job being taken advantage of sexually and you didn't participate in this. There's no way you can be on the job 12 years, married with children, and you never call the police, you never take out a complaint, you never sue him, you don't tell your husband. This man is giving you facials. He's giving you full facials and you going home laying up with your husband? No way.
Ooh,
this was
wow. I don't know if that's true, but imagine if that's true. And she went home and hey, baby. And he just kissing all over her face, boy. I don't know if them kids still swimming at that point, but sir, you just put your lips on something. I don't know if you want to know what you put your lips on, but you put it on something.
Art. And they didn't get out the deal, what they wanted out the deal, and now they're trying to destroy Smokey Robinson. Black men with money don't learn. You can't mac non-black women the way you mac black women. And when I say that, Art, I'm not saying that our sisters have any less of a standard. They don't. What I'm saying is it is 100 times harder for a black woman to get a sex crimes conviction in court. Black women know they are considered guilty, Art, until proven innocent. Our women know that. These other women, these non-black women, they know that the black man, no matter how rich he is going to be considered guilty until he proves us innocent. If you're going to mac non-black women, Tyler Perry, in his case, a non-black man, Smokey Robinson, Shannon Sharp, or whoever else, take care of them financially. That's the lesson of the story. They think they can discard Mexican women, discard white women the way they do our sisters, which ain't right. You can't do that with them because they got the whole weight of the criminal justice system behind them. Our sisters do not.
You got to be a real piece of shit to do that to an 85-year-old man.
I agree with you. 85 years old, destroy that man's character like that. And their lawyer, Art, their black lawyer, called Smokey a sick serial R. And you know what the R word is. He called him, quote, a sick serial R. So Smokey got to have a countersuit, Art, because they're trying to drag his name through the dirt and completely destroy his public credibility. And you know what this shows? It don't matter how old you get, Art. As a successful black man in America, it don't matter how old you get. It don't matter how light-skinned you may be, because our brother Smokey is a very fair-skinned brother. It don't matter how great your legacy is. Smokey has over 4,000 songs to his credit, Art. 4,000 songs. He's produced some of the greatest acts we've ever seen in America. And look what they doing to him at 85 years old. Date within your race. Smokey could have got 4 beautiful sisters, Art. He could have got 4 aunties. Okay, if he got to do what he got to do, he could have got him a team of 4 aunties and get his old ass somewhere and sit down. Instead of getting you 4 black women, you're going to go mess with the Mexicans. And now look what you're doing. I pray he wins this. I do not believe he sexually assaulted anybody. I'm hoping that Smokey and his wife Frances achieve a victory in court. I hope this gets thrown out because I cannot see how they can be found guilty given their age and given the amount of time that these women were on the job.
I guess that can be used as a valid point. But listen, man, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. This is the end of the video. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment. Most importantly, make sure y'all subscribe and hit that post notification bell. Set it to all. All social media links will be in the description. The link to the previous reaction video will be there as well. Follow me on all my social medias. Click the link to the previous reaction video and watch that whole video after you watch this whole video. Don't forget the link to the second channel will be in the description as well. Go over there, click that link, subscribe, and show love because y'all will be seeing my face over there from time to time. But listen, I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all for showing me love back. And we out this thing, man, for real.